Delta is being attacked.
Hello and welcome to this Warno 1v1 game. Today we've got US coloured text for Deep Battle Enjoyer playing as 24th US, and he's up against 2nd Panzergren Yuletied. So they're playing on Vertigo Duel. Basically, the way this map works these days is there's only 2 points here, whereas there are 6 points here. So people get a kind of lane brain. They need to push this. Red's on the bad side. It's the bad side for a few reasons. Basically, it's a lot harder to push Bravo than it is to push Alpha because you've got this nice big forest here that you can just put ATGMs up here. Put ATGMs up here, ATGMs up here, whereas, the one here is really too far away to help. Unless you got, well, yeah, even it's just too far away, it's just not as close. And once you take Bravo, if you take Bravo, the enemy can just fall back into this forest. Whereas if you take Alpha, the enemy cannot fall back, it's just a big open field. And Red would find it very, very hard to push from. It does find it very hard to push from India back into Alpha. It's basically impossible. There's just too much here, too much open ground to cover. Whereas on Blue's side, they tend to fall back to here, and even if they do get pushed back to here, getting from here back to here is quite easy because you just go around this way, or you just run across this little bit of field. Blue can also put guys in these buildings, which makes it very, very difficult for Red to get into Papa. Whereas, yeah, Alpha into India is easier. So yeah, it's not great. I mean, I should probably do a guide on how to play this map. Basically, if you're on the blue side and you're an armored division, you go for India. If you're on the red side and you're an armored division, it's honestly usually better to just hold Alpha and go for Delta Charlie at the start. If your enemy's like some forward deployed nonsense, you know he's going to get to Delta before you, and so you go for Charlie. You take your whole blob, you defend Alpha hard. And then you take your whole blob, you go take Charlie, and then he'll have 2 points, you'll have 2 points, and then from taking Charlie, you can work your way to here, you can work your way to here, with the eventual aim of trying to take Delta, right? Because if you take Charlie, right, you should already have this, really, and then you can have this, which helps stop, if Blue gets people to here, you're never getting people to Delta, right? And if you've got Charlie, then you can push to here, put your ATGM vehicles here, and start threatening the reinforcements into Delta. It makes it harder for them to reinforce Delta. And then once you've done that, then you can start starving out Delta and attacking Delta. All the while, if your enemy's some forward deployed airborne division, they're going to find it quite hard to push Alpha if you've got tanks and IFVs on Alpha, just shooting them as they come across. So that's the whole guide, I guess. So, looking at the deployments, we got Deep Battle Enjoyer here. We got a sniper going over to here. Oh, yeah, another reason the blue side's better. So, these 2 buildings, right? If blue gets an ATGM to here, she's not actually done, then this can shoot guys coming down this road at the start. Whereas if red gets a guy to here, he cannot do that. Yeah. So, sniper going to this building, and then a National Guard Stinger and a National Guard Tow go in here. Yeah, I mean, not having anybody here is a big shame, I think. Then a National Guard Scout and a National Guard Bradley. So he's putting the Bradley there so it can shoot down that road, right, at the people coming in. And then we've got another sniper here. He's going here, which is quite aggressive, to tell you the truth. I'd be much more in favour of, because of the stealth and so on, I'd be much more in favour of trying to get him to here. And then if you see the enemy coming for you, you just run back. Whereas if you're here, the stealth doesn't really help you because you're in what you would call a high traffic area. People are gonna be around you and they're gonna see you. But we'll see how it goes. And then, yeah, so he is actually going for Bravo. So National Guard Stinger, National Guard Tow, 2 National Guard Dragons, Fire Team Dragon, Meep Meep Abrams, Chaparral, and other Meep Meep Abrams. So I just don't play this div enough to give you a good idea. So obviously he's put the Bradley here to stop the enemy from because if the enemy gets Milan's Milan 2's in here, you've had it. Your push here is just not going to work. Everything else can probably work. I would really be bringing a mortar for smoke. If you're planning to attack, why do you need a National Guard tow? That's not really going to help you if you've got 2 Meeps and 3 Bradleys, right? It's not really going to do too much. And so you can get rid of that and replace it with a mortar for smoke. And once you unload this, you need to get that 50 cal recon vehicle here to help this push. Otherwise, the guys are going to be sat there. You're not even going to see them. And it could also be worth, you know, sending one of these Bradleys actually to here. Because then you could shoot your toes down the road, right? So, let's cast the gate. Did I cover this? No, I didn't. Sorry, I am really ill. Well, I've got a cold. Yeah, so FS Jaeger coming to here, Milan 2 going to there. Oh yeah, this is another thing. So from Bravo, you can shoot the red road coming into Alpha. What? You you can't do that from Alpha. That's crazy, right? So if you put a Milan 2 there, and given that it's forward deployed, he will get it there. He's actually going to begin shooting all this stuff before it even gets to here. So attacking Bravo at the start is really... I really need to make that guide. But there's just so many things I need to do. And I have more ideas than I have time. But anyway, Sniper going there. You don't really want it in the same building. I'd put it here. Because then, you know, if one artillery... One bomber doesn't kill them both, and forward deployed CV for Papa Bravo. A Lux going to there, and then Fliegerfaust also going to this building. You really don't want that to be the case. And then 2 Leopard 1A, 1A1s. Yeah, it's a tank. I mean, the Meeps should really beat that up. 17 kinetic pen. I don't know if that's enough to one-shot a 3 armor vehicle at that range. The Bradleys have 3 armor, right? Yeah. So yeah, then FS Jaeger and FS Jaeger Abwehr go in here. I'm quite surprised at the lack of... Well, to be honest, you don't have infinite pints, right? But wouldn't it be cool to... Wouldn't it be cool to have an ATGM here? But then you got to get rid of an ATGM here. What's that Lux doing for you? I guess it's your recon, actually. But you've already got FS Jaeger Outclear. Frankly... Oh, they're not actually the sniper squad. They're just a 4-man squad. So yeah, I'd be much more in favour of... although I suppose they got the 21 pen rocket launcher, but you've got the regular FS Jaeger anyway for that. So be much more in favour of trying to get this around to here. We'll see it over here. And then, yeah, on this side, 2 FS Jaeger. So you got to keep in mind that 24th doesn't get any airborne forward deployed. Do they get LRS? It might do. I don't see any here. Doesn't mean that they don't get it. And so you can, you can afford to get a bit closer. Like, so this is obviously the best building to go for because for starters, your vehicle doesn't have to turn, and which slows it down a lot. It doesn't have to turn; it just goes like this, and you can see down there. And if you need to get out, yeah, you can just cross over the road. Then 2 Milans, 1 here. I guess this lets you shoot this way. But, I mean, once again, this building, good if people coming down here. I suppose this does the same thing. It's just if somebody's here, they can shoot you, but obviously we know nobody's really coming over here. And then FS Jaeger, yes. So, generally, 2nd Pound Square is much better div than 24th. Oh, I forgot about this. ATGM Hilo. Yeah, I don't know. We'll cast again. Right, so they're off, and it's time for me to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joinering the channel. They get their names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos. At the Tier 2 and Tier 3 channel memberships, they get one... I thought this was a bit thin on the ground. 1 cast per month of any game of your choice. Warno. I mean, it can be Red Dragon if you want, but I don't know much about Red Dragon, do you know what I mean? And, generally you want this further forwards, otherwise you're not going to see the helicopters. But yeah, it's fair enough. So yeah, great way to support this channel. If you don't want to do that, please just comment on the video, just write GG if you can't think of anything to say. And please like the video, subscribe, etc. It makes YouTube recommend the videos to more people. Nobody clicks the bell button, So I need to start bothering people about that as well. So remember to smash that bell button. And you know, I started this channel with the basic idea of some guy stopped casting my games because he disagreed with my political opinion, and it wasn't even like, it was just like a normal discussion, and I don't know. Anyway, I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it myself. And now I'm like the voice of Warno or whatever, and it's like, what? How did that happen? But yeah, I really do appreciate it. There's like over 200 channel members now. A lot of that was because of Northag, because I got a load of videos out. I followed the NDA, right? But as soon as the NDA dropped, I had like 10 videos of Northag ready and to go that the members could watch immediately as the NDA dropped. And that got me a lot of good micro there, saves the looks. So there you go. See that the Milan can shoot there from the start, and that's not fair. So that's why you got to open with the mortar so you can smoke that. Also, yeah, imagine if he'd actually managed to get this in here. This would be Jova, dude. So I really need to make that guide, because this is... If you're on this side, attacking this makes sense. If you're on this side, attacking this doesn't make sense. And just simply because I've just been playing this a lot, and it's just so hard to crack this open because of the superior position. Cluster coming in here, and these tanks are pretty clumped up. The Chaparral's been covered by the smoke. It did drop its bombs. Will it get both of them? I guess neither, but what it has done is slowed them down, because now he's got to heal, and he doesn't have any supply. So this fight's over, basically, because he can't do anything. You'll notice that because he doesn't have recon, you can't actually see these until it's too late. Ito 20 pen cannot one-shot a Leopard 1A1. 20 pen can one-shot a 6 armor vehicle. I think you need 21 for 7. Is that right? I think so. Or was it 8? Whatever, either way, it can't one-shot it. So yeah, this is now bad because Blue owns these zones, and Blue has not lost this zone. So this is bad. This is a bad thing. If you're red, I mean, if you're blue, it's going really well. So the yeah, it's rough, dude. So Strike Eagle out, and he evac'd it. I guess he assumed there would be Eyehawks there, but there weren't. And so if he'd kept that in, he could have messed that up. So you know, the enemies could have messed up the enemies. So yeah, that's rough, dude. I mean, you could send up the Chaparral to shoot that. I guess that's because of this, right? If it's blue, it means it can't see it, but this guy can see it, so he tells this guy. So yeah, this is looking pretty rough for red now. Oh, there you go, he got it. This is looking pretty rough for red now, because blue got these zones, and red did not get this zone, so I really need to make that guide. I really need to make that guide. So yeah, because I've had this happen to me as well. And when you're on the blue side, you can take this really quite easily and really mess up red. You know, if you're going for that strategy. So if you're red, I think your saving grace is to push this, right? Push this. So yeah, I think I need to make that guide. But you know, I'm very ill. I'm very ill. So I'm sorry if there are like occasional stops in the video. It's because I need to like blow my nose and stuff, and so I cut it out. You know me, I'm really good at editing. So tank CV coming here, but these zones haven't been captured, so I don't know why he's done that actually. He's already got CV here, and he's bought a second one for over here. So Leopard 185 CV. I mean, I guess it's like 30 points more than the regular 185, but I'd be tempted to buy the Eyehawks. Oh, actually, he's done that. And once you've got the Eyehawks, then you start buying the Leopard 2s, right? Because you've covered yourself. But really, what you should be doing is trying to get an ATGM in here, which he has actually done, and shoring this position up, because this is actually still quite weak. It can be pushed, and so you get, you know, a Fliegerfaust in each one, and an extra Milan and an extra infantry in each one, and, you know, an extra Milan there. I suppose you've already got one there. It's a bit redundant. Like this one goes there, and then you start buying the Leopard 2s. So yeah, this is looking pretty rough for red. I don't know what the solution is, except don't get the bad side, bro. Just play better. Roll the good sides in it. because yeah, this building especially is a real killer, and you know you got to smoke that, but then if they get this, you got to smoke that as well, and so you need 2 mortars, and then even then they put guys here and they shoot you from here. They shoot you from all this. You can't smoke it all, right? And then even if you do get all that, even if you get all the way up to here, they just fall back to here. And you got to clear out these buildings. They fall back to here. They send stuff around here. It's just not easy at all. So that one did go down. Did get the Stinger. Cluster deals damage to infantry now. M110. So yeah, I vastly prefer this one to the M109. Basically, lots of people, they look at the artillery, they just look at the HE value, and of course the higher caliber RT does have a higher HE value, but the real kicker is the... Oh, interesting. Is he going to go for the IHawk? He should have gone for the IHawk. That's a shame. Oh, that was a little bit... Oh, I don't know, 40% versus 55%. But the minimum floor is like 15 or something. I don't know. If he got hit by both, that would have been a disaster. But he didn't. So, yeah, interesting. Interesting. What can I say? So, yeah, I mean, what does Red do now? He should have pivoted to over here, basically, because this is not well defended at all. But the problem he has is that if he... Is that out of ammo? It's out of ammo. That's really bad news, especially given that he actually had a supply here, but he used it on something else. And that's out of ammo as well. Not fantastic. Whenever you buy an IHawk, buy a supply with it, because they just run out straight away. They use 2 rockets for 1 plane. You only get 3. So that means that after 1 plane's passed over, you are no longer at peak performance. So you always buy the supply with the IHawk. Always, 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 always. Just get into the habit of it. I'll admit sometimes I don't. But this hasn't been pathed. I mean, he's just got to send it up here, and then he'd be on a +2. But yeah, basically Red needs to pivot to attacking over here, but he can't because if he doesn't defend this properly, this could come over here, right? So this Bradley here is a good idea. I am very upset that neither player is bothered with these trees here. This is just such a powerful position. Either side gets it. Obviously, if Blue gets it, it's more powerful than if Red gets it, because if Blue gets it, they can cut the reinforcement road here, which they could do anyway. But Red gets it, they can't really cut the reinforcement road because it's down here. I mean, they can stop it, but you're already there by the time you're shooting it. So yeah, this is Warno, and the meat, you know, it's being shot in the side and the front and the other side by Milans. So it is pretty rough. It's a pretty rough gig. And especially now that the M110's here. Frankly, I'm quite surprised the second Pentagram player didn't buy 2 Lars. I can't remember if my deck still has 2 Lars in it. I might have taken them out. But certainly on this map, I mean, if you're playing ranked, you don't know what map you're going to get. But on this map, 2 Lars, really, really useful. Because you just double Lars this. And then you just walk in. Right? So, you know, Red buying the planes, but the IHawks, there's still 2 IHawks, right? He did get 1, which was very powerful gameplay. Is that moving or something? Yeah, he told it to load up, which had made it move, which is why they missed, because it's very rare to see the missile curve upwards like that. So yeah, Red's been pushed back, and I guess he could put this to here, right? This is the Hydra one. Oh, he actually had this here, he just wasn't... I guess it was still healing. Yeah, what can I say? Second Panzergren, still a bit stupid. 24th, I think is quite weak, but some people tell me it's strong. I don't see it personally, but I mean, I don't play it a lot, so maybe it is, and I just don't know. But yeah, I think obviously Blue played a good mechanical game, as did Red. But it's just that that opener where it's like, and this is probably my fault. I've probably said things like this in the past where it's like, I'm on this side, I'm going to try and take this zone and just forget about all this. But if you're on this side, that strategy makes sense. If you're on this side, it doesn't, and it will get you killed. It will lose you the game. So I need to make that guide. Triple Vet Bradley, 80% accuracy. Bam. And yeah, the Panzer Grenadiers should start getting smacked about by the Bradleys. Generally, the Bradley is better than the Marder 1A3, but it is 20 points more. It's got a better autocannon, better ATGM, but less armor. But this one-shots this, and this one-shots that, so it's not actually as important as you might think. But 5 armor is important generally because Fireteam Dragons have 18 AP. A lot of things have 18 AP, which one-shots 4 armor vehicles. Bailed out crit on the meat. That's bad news. So this is another reason why you always need a mortar for smoke. Another thing you can do is drive this in front of that and then smoke it. Wait, you know, just like press B. But I think he actually did just try to do that, but he got picked off there. So yeah, it's bad news. Bailing out on your tank, just bad luck. But frankly, I think this is already looking kind of over. Yeah, it's pretty rough. So now he's down to the 0 vet meeps, which are not great. And yeah, this is just not going to survive. Apache, if it doesn't retreat right now, it's going to die because Gepard's going to kill it. Yeah, they're not very maneuverable machines, helicopters in this game. It's very sad. But yeah, that did go down there. And, you know, without recon, like, even if he did send this forwards, it would just start getting shot. Yeah, it's looking pretty ogre to me. So, to recap, if you're on the red side and you're an armored division, don't YOLO for Bravo, because Bravo is just such a better position to hold than Alpha. If you're on the blue side and you're an armored division, YOLO for Alpha. But yeah, if you're on the red side and you're an armored division, hold Alpha and YOLO for Charlie or Delta. But Charlie's easier. I would YOLO for Charlie. You'll get there later because you got to come. You got to come this way, because if you come this way, the forward deploy Milan 2 or TOW 2 of your enemy is going to shoot you. The TOW 2 would get you there, but or the Conquerors. The Milan 2 is 200 meters less range. Oh no, I guess it wouldn't. No, hang on, it would, because that's 2,500 meters. Although there's more buildings here now, but yeah, it would start shooting you about here. And also, if it's there, it's definitely going to be shooting you anyway, regardless of which one it is. So yeah, I hope you learned something, and also don't bail out on your tanks. That's just very bad skill issue. Just bailing out of your tank like that. You're a very expensive CV tank, a crucial point in the game. But yeah, don't never ever do your armored push without a mortar for smoke, because honestly, you're gonna run into so many ATGMs, and you want to be dealing with those. Does 24th get Steed? I think it does. I think it gets a Wild Weasel. Anyway, that's GG. So, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you did, please let me know. I hope you learned something. So this is Yuletide. Rank 1065. But with a 70% win rate. So you must watch Hippie YouTube videos, right? If he's only got 157 games with a 70% win rate, must watch Hippie YouTube videos, or he's an alt, right? But and then yeah, coloured text for Deep Battle Enjoy has been playing too many games at 24th US, basically. Yeah, so they tend to lose. So yeah, GG. I thought it was a good game. Just comes down to that opener. I need to make that guide. I'll see you around. GG.